What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode on the channel. My name is Ben Reeve, and on this episode, we're going to have a look at the round 24 teams, and I'm going to try and have a crack at tipping some winners in the last game of the 2023 season. Now, my tips, I should say, are absolutely rubbish this year, and I haven't really been putting these videos out, but I thought I might start doing it the last round and then try and kick it off throughout the AFLW season as well, and then into 2024. So the first game of the round is Essendon versus Collingwood. Now, I did predict Essendon to make the finals this year, and that, while it's still mathematically possible, not going to happen. Collingwood is most likely going to win this game, and I am going to tip Collingwood to win this game, but I wouldn't be surprised if they put a few players out for give them an extra rest in the lead up to the finals if they need it, and the Bombers might just pull something out. They're a bit of an inconsistent side. In that saying all that, I'm still picking the Maggies for this one. Pretty straightforward, I'd imagine, but don't be surprised if the Bombers get up. The second game of the round is Hawthorn versus Fremantle, Saturday at 1:45 p.m. at the MCG. Not really much to get excited about this game, really. The Hawks are starting to show a bit in the second half of the year, so they could be an interesting team to watch in 2024. You'd imagine that Fremantle will be improved next year as well, you'd think. So, look, my tip for this one, it's a tough one. Probably going to tip Hawthorn for this one. I think Freo might just be ready to go on their leave, and Hawthorn at their home ground, in front of 5,000 people, probably. Their fans don't turn up, do they? But yeah, home ground advantage. You got to lean towards the Hawks for this one, I'd say. Next game is North Melbourne versus the Gold Coast. Does North want to win this game? Probably not. Do they want Harley Reid? Yes, they do. The prospective number one draft pick. So I cannot imagine North will be winning this game. And in fact, I would go as far to say that they'll do everything they can to lose it. So, Gold Coast, it's been another tough year. Another year without finals for the Gold Coast. They've got a new coach now, Damien Hardwick, so you'd think that they'd be a little bit more competitive in the next couple of years. Surely finals can't be too far away now. This was the year where again, you say that every few years, don't they? That they look like they're going to make it, but they don't. I'd expect Gold Coast to get the job done here, but also expecting it to be a relatively close game as well. North, having won the first two games of the season, you'd hate to end it losing the next 21 or whatever it's been. It's been a dry spell for the North boys. So yeah, definitely don't want to win it. But yeah, Harley Reid might be coming in next year, so we'll see how they go with that. The fourth game, Brisbane versus St Kilda. I think I've got to tip Brisbane on this one. If it's at the Gabba, they haven't lost a game at the Gabba all year. I can't see them losing another one now. Again, though, strange things happen in the last game of the year. Does Brisbane rest a few players? Maybe they do. I still think they win anyway. Saints have been going okay recently. Knocked our boys off on the weekend, unfortunately, and knocked us out of finals. But I think they're coming off a two-game winning streak, the Saints, maybe even three. But got to pick the Lions at the Gabba for this one. Pretty straightforward tip for me. Cats and Bulldogs. I'm actually... Oh no, I'm doing it. I'm tipping the Bulldogs, actually. Tipping the Bulldogs. I might have said differently on the Sunday show, but I've come around to tipping the Bulldogs. I think the Cats have put the queue in the rack. There's going to be none of our forwards are playing, pretty much. No Gary Rowan, no Closey, no Hawkins, no Cameron. And who knows who else comes out between now and then as well. I don't think it's going to be enough for the farewell game. Players won't be able to do it for easy, and I don't think Segler's playing. Teams will come out later tonight, I'm guessing, but I think this will be the first time in 20 years that the Dogs get the job done at Kardinia Park and break a 5-game losing streak to us as well in general games. Game 6, West Coast versus Adelaide. West Coast are coming off a good win the other day, but I don't expect that to extend to 2 weeks in a row. So Adelaide should get the job done, even though it is in Perth. So relatively easy pick for me there. Port Adelaide versus Richmond. It's in Melbourne. Well, sorry, it's at the Adelaide Oval. Correction. You'd have to think Port Adelaide win this one if they want a chance at a top 2 spot. I think certain results need to go their way. at this point. The Brisbane game is probably the main one, but we'll see. Hey, Richmond are probably capable of knocking him off. There's not really much for them to play for at this point in the year. So you'd have to think Port get the job done in this game here. You'd think anyway. The 8th game of the round is Sydney versus Melbourne. Sydney are pretty much guaranteed finals now. I think they are guaranteed finals now. And Melbourne, a bit like Port and Brisbane, one of those few teams that are a chance at a top 2 spot, home final. So both teams have got something to play for here. I think Sydney would be happy to play a home final as well if they can sneak into 6th or 7th spot on the ladder. Or 5th or 6th spot on the ladder. We'll see if they can make it or not. But it's at the SCG. Still think Melbourne get the job done here, so I'm going to be tipping the Ds for that one. Last game of the round, the biggest game of the round, and a strange start on Sunday at 6:10 p.m. So hopefully some of the other results make it interesting. Well, I'll still want Geelong to win, but if Bulldogs do beat us, then this game has a fair bit on the line. So if Giants win, they make the finals. If they lose, Bulldogs make the finals. So we'll see. I think Essendon's still mathematically a chance, as I said before, but that's where it's at. Anyway, that's my tips. I didn't actually tip. I'm going to tip Carlton to win their 10th game in a row. I think they're going to do enough. I think they're rolling at the moment. I can't see them losing. They're finding ways to win, all different ways to win the game. So it's Carlton for me. And look, if I get 9 tips out of 9, you'll have to keep watching me on this show. If I get 9 out of 9, unsubscribe, block, do all those things. Hopefully I won't do that because I've just killed my channel, but do what you will. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to like and subscribe, unless I get 0 again. And Brad always loves it when people subscribe to the channel. So help us get to 1,000 subscribers, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. See ya.